My name is Dave, and I'll be the host of this channel. I want to take a few minutes and just take this opportunity to introduce you to my channel and just kind of let you know what this is going to be about and kind of a few things that you can expect. So, a little bit about me. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Lived here for about 18 years with my wife and 4 kids. Grew up in Montana, a small town in eastern Montana called Glendive. So shout out to those of you out in Dawson County. So appreciate you watching. Growing up, just spent a lot of time out in the garage working on this and that with my father, just fabricating things, building things, just wrenching. And that really is where my love for cars came from, I think, and originated. We spent a lot of time in those days working on old Volkswagens, and even had an old 65 Carmen Ghia when I was in high school, so some of you may remember that car. But had a lot of fun doing that stuff, and really cherished those times with my dad and doing that stuff in the garage. But now that does not make me a professional mechanic in any way. So I'm just a guy in his garage. I use average tools. I don't have a lift. Most of the time I'm just winging it, trying to figure it out. So what I do in here, I have zero mechanical training whatsoever. So that is my disclaimer. Use that as you will. So growing up in Montana, we also spent a lot of time outdoors, hunting, fishing, camping, just enjoying nature and really enjoying and appreciating God's creation. And a lot of thanks to my parents for teaching me to enjoy those things and appreciate that. And so that's really what I grew up with, and it really has defined me as an adult of what I enjoy and appreciate today even. So Tools and Trails really combines those two passions. The tool side, just the working in the garage, and then the trails is getting out and enjoying things. And so what you're going to see in the videos coming up for the tool side of things, beside me is my 1998 Jeep Cherokee. Those of you that have Jeeps know that these are never done. There's always upgrades, there's always things to do. So we'll be doing some projects on this. On my right side is the frame for my 1960 F100 Ford pickup. That's going to be my hot rod, kind of a longer term project. We also do some different projects on just some of my friends' Jeeps or rigs that they have. We may just do some shop talk, just talk about tools or some different topics. You can help me out on some of that by just leaving me a comment on some things that you want to hear about or that we want to discuss. So then we've got some other future projects in mind. I got a feeling we're going to get back to some of those old Volkswagens, sooner or later. So got something in mind there too. So on the trail side of things, like I mentioned, I live in Phoenix, kind of on the north edge of Phoenix, and we sit just at the base of the Bradshaw Mountains, which back in the late 1800s, those mountains were just crawling with miners, just tons of old mine shafts, mining equipment that's still out there, a lot of old ranches, some ranch buildings, a couple of ghost towns, and just the desert scenery in those mountains at the right time of year is just really gorgeous. So we're going to record some of those trails. I've spent most of the last 18 years running around out there with dirt bike or buggy or razor or sometimes just my truck and just seeing what's out there. And so I currently belong to a Jeep club. A friend of mine named Jim, he started a Jeep club here, and it's called Jim's Jeep Club. Pretty self-explanatory. But there's about 15 or 20 of us that we try to get out at least once every month and a half in the wintertime. And so a lot of our trail videos are going to be just recording those excursions and sharing what we see and maybe a little history of the places that we go to. And so we also have some things in mind. You may see the rack on the top of my Jeep. I want to do some overlanding, just some extended off-road and camping with the Jeep. Have a few other things in mind too that are maybe a little different, maybe not just the typical trail rides, but they're going to be exciting nonetheless, I'm sure. So welcome to the channel. Welcome to Tools and Trails. I really hope that we can be entertaining. We can offer a few cool things to see, some cool projects, and that sort of thing. So please hit the subscribe button, offer some comments. We'd love to hear from any of you, and we will see you on a future episode of Tools and Trails.